Race number 2 out of the KBRC is the Tabtouch Better Your Bet maiden over 1400 metres. The first horse we'll preview is the 1, Elusive Dream, Peter Fernie, Lucy Fiore.
He's had a fair few starts, Lockie. He's actually been beaten favourite with Willie Pike aboard his last 2. He's drawn a little bit awkwardly here, but I thought Lucy had the opportunity to roll forward.
The 2, Mon Cadeau, Brett Drury and Brandon Louis.
Only his 3rd start in WA. His first start was really encouraging, and then they backed him second up, but he never really got into the race. Looking for an improved performance.
3, Mr Hollywood, Georgia Grant and Sean O'Donnell.
Second up here after a first up no trial performance where he left a fair bit to be desired.
4, The Fave, Blinkers On or Winkers Off for Gary Bowen and Matty Derrick.
He's been getting a long way back in his races, so maybe the blinkers on will see him step a little bit cleaner and settle a little bit closer, but he's still left a lot of work to do.
5, No Plastic for Helen Harding and Michael Poy.
Formerly trained by Neville Parnham, but from the inside draw, he probably ends up 3 back the fence. That was my concern.
6, Patriotism, Patrick Birmingham, Keshaw Duran.
Who you know likes to kick them out. Now you imagine here that he probably looks to take it up here, Patriotism, and then from there he leads them a merry dance.
7, Dialing is our favourite for Darren McAuliffe and Joey Azzopardi.
He's a 3-year-old taking on the older horses. His recent form is really, really good. I thought it was his race to lose.
The 8 is Mystery Bullet, Daniel and Ben Pearce train. Tash Faithful takes the ride.
Look, if you don't like Dialing, then I'd probably push you into Mystery Bullet here at an each way price. He was very, very good 2 starts ago, held up the entire behind Dashamusu, and then most recently dropped back to 1200, which didn't suit him.
9, Admiration Bay, Joanne Forrest and Clint Johnson Porter.
Hasn't shown anything so far, in my opinion.
And 10, Joe Musso for Luke Fernie and Jay McNaught.
Really good run behind Orchilla first up at York. Got a long way back, attacked the line really hard.
How do you order the 4 ahead of race number 2?
7, 10, 1, 8, 7 on top Dialing, but he's now into odds on 195. I thought he had really good 3-year-old form in the metro area. 10, Duo Moso. She will hit the line really strongly from a midfield position. 1, Elusive Dream, just run out of chances for mine. And 8, Mystery Bullet. If you're looking for a roughie here, I'd push you into the 8. 7, 10, 1, 8.
7, Dialing on top for Scott ahead of the 1400 metre maiden.
Now these runners for race 2, the Tabtouch Better Your Bet maiden, are on their way to the starting gates. Dialing the $1.95 elect, $1.95 here on Tabtouch. Elusive Dream, $4.80, $5.50 Duo Muso. Only the 3 here that are under a quote of $10 for race 2, and dominated by the Darren McAuliffe prepared Dialing. And the runners for race 2 are now arriving here at the starting gates. Arriving at the barrier. Getting close to the advertised starting time. Attendants having to go down, and now something's gone amiss here with Dialing. The rider of Dialing's out of the saddle. And here's a bit of a sensation with the $1.90 favourite. Now Joey Azzopardi's running down to the starting gates. They've got hold of Dialing, and they've just replaced the running rail that Dialing took out at the 1300. And Joe's going across now to reacquaint himself, who'll undergo vets to this favourite Dialing. Patriotism and Admiration, Baymon Cadeau behind the gates with the Fave and Elusive Dream. Mystery Bullet as well over here with one of the Clarks of the course. And we'll get the news through in regards to the Fave in a couple of moments. The favourite, that is Dialing. It's $1.95. And the vet running an eye over Dialing as the others continue to make time here behind the gates. And the news coming through. So will Dialing run or not? About to find out. It's been passed fit to start. So the favourite Dialing will take its place in the field. Given the tick by the vet, they are moving in. Duo Muso heads up there. Mon Cadeau appears to be there. No Plastic and Admiration Bay coming along. Joey back aboard Dialing. Mystery Bullet and the Fave to come forward, as well as Patriotism. And also out behind the line is Mr. Hollywood. So after the vet check, it's got to even money. Dialing $2, Elusive Dream 5, Duo Muso 4.80. They're the three in the betting. 14 Mon Cadeau. And now there's Mystery Bullet about to join them. Taken up by Natasha Faithful. Picks up the ride on the reigning Hannans winner. Let's Gallivant later, replacing Willie Pike. And now here comes Dialing and Mr. Hollywood as the starter goes to the ladder. The field is just about right to be dispatched. The Tabtouch Better Your Bet maiden. Some minor drama in the lead up to the event with the favourite departing company with its rider and then passing a vet's check. Now here's Mr. Hollywood, taken in by Sean O'Donnell. They're ready here at the Hannans start. The 1400. Locked away, set, ready to go. They're off in the fave, missed the kick, and so did Mr. Hollywood. From the inside, No Plastic with Patriotism, Admiration Bay all the way very quickly. Up there as well on speed, Elusive Dream. They settle in front of Dialing and Duo Muso. Then came Mon Cadeau. Getting back next is Mystery Bullet, third from last, and then the fave and a clear cut last as they gallop along the back. Out towards the 1,000, Mr. Hollywood. It's No Plastic who leads narrowly from Elusive Dream, set up by Fiore to sit at its girth. Admiration Bay third. Over on the inside to Duo Muso. It was nice and handily and running, being closely followed by Patriotism. Dialing got hold of the bridle now and just had to pop out a little wider for Smokin' Joe. A length and a half behind them. Further back on the rails is the fave, back with Mystery Bullet as they work down the side of the course. Mon Cadeau outside of those, and 4 lengths away is Mr. Hollywood. No Plastics the leader narrowly from Elusive Dream. At the 450, No Plastic joined by Elusive Dream. Admiration Bay as a party at work on the fave, Dialing around the outside. Patriotism's in the middle. Duo Muso looking for the short way home, trying to scoot along the rail. They're followed further back behind the Mystery Bullet down to the 250. Elusive Dream hit the front. Now Patriotism joins in with Dialing down the outside in front of Admiration Bay as a party goes to work on Dialing. Here's Dialing on the outside going to Patriotism. Dialing doing too well, and Dialing does eventually get home. The favourite wins it. Dialing from Patriotism. Admiration Bay third. Down the outside is Mystery Bullet. Close handy Duo Muso. Making up a lot of ground after being a clear last all the way was Mr. Hollywood. Then No Plastic, followed further back by Elusive Dream, who gave it up. Then came the fave, and back with it last home is pulling up next Mon Cadeau. Number 7, Dialing first, Joey Azzopardi. Dialing too good at the end of it all. Interesting build-up for the odds-on favourite, but it has delivered and well. Over 6 Patriotism, 9 Admiration Bay in 125.53. 125.53. We wait for fourth. Goes the way of 10 Duo Muso. The interim placings from Kalgoorlie on race 2 are 7, 6, 9 and 10. Dialing there with that scare in the lead up, having to be vetted, past fit to go, and ultimately a good decision by the vet to clear the horse to run for the Darren McAuliffe stable. A 3-year-old by Universal Ruler from Don't Call Me for Impressive Racing. J. McIntosh, the Shepherd Group, C&R Ball, Mrs. F. Borman, Mrs. D. Edwards, S. Turner G. Wright, and also Mrs. J. Youngson, P. Youngston. And at its 6th run opens up its winning account with Smokin' Joe Azzopardi in the saddle for trader Darren McAuliffe. Second home was 6 Patriotism, Patrick Birmingham, Kesh Duran, by Statue of Liberty from Fortune Smiles for Ms. I. Bielos and Ms. M. Besson. And third, number 9, Admiration Bay by My Admiration from Peaceful Bay, trained by Joanne Forrest and ridden by Clint Johnston Porter. For Joanne, and also Mesdames Hurl and Miller, McCormack, Jackson and Armstrong, Andre, Coyle, Mitchell, Rowett and Griliusic. Half a length by 2 official margins, and the sectional is 35.96 as they prepare to return after the running of race 2. Elusive Dream gave up after hitting the front fleetingly as heads had turned for home. Mr. Hollywood made up a nice bit of territory after being a long last most of the way and hit the line okay in the late part. Race number 3, the GWN Handicap over 1760 at 10 minutes after 1 o'clock. Shooter McGruddy's on 7. Red Cadillac, a good pickup ride for Kambana Lodge. S. McGruddy on to 7. Red Cadillac in the next.
And I'm now catching up with winning trainer Darren McAuliffe. Darren, you've brought up a team back to Kalgoorlie for the round. It's always nice to start off with a winner.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the right kind of horses here, and he fitted the mould. So yeah, good to get the maiden out of the way. He's still doing a heck of a lot of stuff wrong, and yeah, had a few excitements early on before he got into the gates. But yeah, he's a bit of a different cat, like his trainer, and yeah. Anyway, he's got a bright future, I think.
There were first few nervous moments, as you said. What were you thinking prior to the race? Do you have any idea on what actually happened en route to the gates, how he got loose, and how are you processing that in your mind?
Yeah, I had a fair idea what had happened. He's just such a relaxed horse for most of the time. Like in his work, you just wouldn't rate him whatsoever. But different when he gets a saddle on, and he can just really get hard on the bridle. First time Joey rode him, he had to basically steer him into the barriers to stop him. He just took off, and I'd imagine that's probably what happened there on the way to the barriers, and he's just taken fright at something and gone through the inside fence. So lucky.
Today he's saluted at 1,400 metres. Is he the type of horse that can improve over a little bit more ground?
Yeah, he needs to polish up his manners a bit better. He does over race and get on and off the bridle, and can be very fierce. So once he works that out, that's why we brought him on the trip. Generally makes horses of them, you know. He's not a good traveller either, but we got here safe and he travelled quite well. So I just find these big long trips change them.
2 more chances today, Outfield and also Cold Chisel in the big one. A word on the pair of them?
Yeah, super happy with both. Can't get them any better. So a bit of luck in running, and should be thereabouts.
Great way to start the day. Well done.
Yep, thank you.
There's Darren McAuliffe after the win of Dialing, and numbers out of race number 2 at the KBRC are 7, 6, 9 and 10.